like a pro, even though they aren't pro. So, today's pro tips is the pivot grab, the Dacus, and the chain grab. The pivot grab is going to be my first tip tutorial. So, how the pivot grab is performed. The pivot grab is performed by running towards the opponent and grabbing behind them. Pivot grabbing is used for racking up combos at the edge, and is also used for distracting rollers as long as you can predict their movement. The pivot grab controls are to run towards them, and right about here you would have to turn around and grab at the same exact time. These controls have to be performed with about a fifth of a second, or not a fifth, a half of a second. Otherwise, it won't register, as pivot grab requires precise timing. So, here it is again, pivot grab. Like I said, pivot grab is used for gaining control over the edge, especially if you want to have a more powerful grab. Like grabbing over here, normal, will result in a harder KO, but pivot grabbing over here means that more power and more knockback will be included. Of course I die in the middle of a tutorial. Okay, so, pivot grabbing, useful for control over the edge and control over the opponent. To be showing you right now. The Dacus is performed 3 different ways. One, the normal super timing Dacus, which requires so epic timing, it's like pretty much impossible. Like I can't even perform it now because it's the hardest one. The second type of Dacus is the backslide Dacus. The backslide Dacus can be performed by running into the opponent, and it is much easier to perform, as the backslide Dacus auto-cancels your forward run. So, here's what I mean. When running into the opponent, there's a small delay after you hit the opponent, meaning that you can cancel into a few chosen attacks that have fast frames. Now, after dashing into the opponent, it still counts as you running, meaning that you can still cancel into your up smash. Here it is again. The charging Dacus can also be performed by just holding the up smash while pressing A at the same time. Charging Dacus is good for attacking opponents at high percentages, especially if you can't manage to get a hit on them. Like for example, Wolf went way too high, but doing so can result in an easy KO at high percentage. Characters who can perform the Dacus are Captain Falcon, Now, Captain Falcon's is a bit harder to perform than Snake's, which is why I'm not even going to bother showing you how. And then Wolf. Wolf can also Dacus with a little bit of practice. Wolf's Dacus is likely the most powerful and also does a decent combo range. Wolf doesn't slide very far though, because his running attack barely slides at all, so Wolf's Dacus isn't as impressive as it should be. character that can chain grab is Pikachu, except Pikachu has two different chain grabs. The first chain grab is easier to perform and racks up more damage, but it is harder to rack combos with. So here it is. Pikachu's down grab is pretty much awesome. You can literally grab the opponent until the opponent reaches about 60% damage. And then once the opponent hits about 90 to 80, it'll start running away. Pikachu's second chain grab is his forward grab. His forward grab is a little bit harder to time, and it's harder to grab, but is worth it, as it causes a little bit more damage. These two chain grabs can be mixed together to confuse, annoy, and put pressure into the battle, as well as racking up more combos. Throwing multiple grabs into the game with Pikachu on hand definitely helps turn the tides. Just make sure not to spam these, because spamming is annoying. Now it's time to chain grab. Chain grabbing is performed by a huge assortment of characters. Chain grabbing is useful for annoying and distracting the opponent, as well as putting pressure. So, chain grab is performed by many characters by running towards the character and slowing down, and then walking forward again. This can be done to about the other side of the stage, unless the chain grab is too weak, or the character is very light. Light characters have an easy time surviving chain grab, because after a while, they will likely just fall down and will be ungrabbable. So unless you know what you're doing, chain grabbing will be a little bit harder on lighter characters such as Fox, Pikachu, and Squirtle. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe.